Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Nitin Joshi, Professor in Neurology with teaching experience of 25 years, working as consultant neurosurgeon in Panvel. We'll see monopolar quadri related to TUR, which is a favorite question and favorite topic in the practical exam. Now, what is actually a monopolar quadri or electrosurgical unit or diathermy unit? It is actually a generator. It generates high frequency electric current. The modern diathermy unit or the quadri unit is a solid state equipment which can generate both, that is cutting as well as coagulating high frequency current. That is, the modern equipment is provided with the facility where it generates cutting as well as coagulating current because of having a special and separate arrangement. That is, specially when you press the coagulating current, only the coagulating current will be generated. This is because one can select the foot pad. There is a separate foot pad having a separate pad for the cutting and separate pad for the coagulation, so that when the cutting current pad is pressed, the generator will be generating only high frequency cutting current, while if you press the coagulating pad, foot pad, there will be generation of high frequency coagulating current by the generator, that is diathermy unit. Now, in this case, when you press the cutting current, what happens? That there is a high frequency cord. Now on the quadri, there is a separate socket for the attachment of the high frequency cord. Once you press the cutting current, the generator will be generating high frequency cutting current, which will be carried from the high frequency cord to its connecting element, to the working element. Now to this connector there will be a loop or any active electrode like ball electrode, hook electrode, where the active electrode has got a long active arm which goes into the high frequency cord, because on the high frequency cord on the right side there is a hole through which the long active arm of the active electrode goes into it. So when the current is generated, it will be traveling from the diathermy unit to the high frequency cord to the active arm to the loop. Now this high frequency current, which will be coming to the very small fraction of the loop, as a result the high density current will be generated at the tip or the contact point. Now the effect of passing of the current depends upon 4 points, that is the frequency of the current, density of the current, then the pathway taken by the body, and the duration of the current. So when the contact of the loop where the tissue is being cut or is being in contact is very small, only fraction, this will result into what is called a generation of a high resistive heat. So because of this generation of high energy heat, that is the generation of resistive heat, the temperature suddenly rises. So the rise in temperature will result into the generation of the heat. Now the tissue is made up of cells. In the cells there is water called as intracellular fluid, and any water the boiling point is 100 degree. When there is sudden rise in temperature, there will be heat is transferred to the intracellular fluid which will start boiling, hence vaporization. The vaporization will result into the disruption of the cell and thus tissue separating effect, that is called as cutting. So in process of cutting, what happens is that there is a generation of electric arc which is because of pressing of the cutting current. Generator generates cutting current. This is a high frequency current carried to the loop via high frequency cord, and the because of fraction of the loop is in contact with the tissue, generation of arc and resistive heat. So the heat required for the boiling of the water, hence vaporization, hence disruption of the cell membrane, and hence the tissue separating effect, depends upon the generation of the heat, that is thermal effect, and it depends upon 2 points, and that is because of the adequate electric arc which is generated, and even part of heat is generated in tissue itself, and it is called as Joule's effect. So this, in the electrosurgical unit, the electric current is used for cutting, one. Second, it is useful for fulguration, that is destruction. Small bladder tumors are just fulgurated. Third, it is useful for the resection, that is removal of the tissue, that is resection of the bladder tumor or the adenoma, that is BPH. And coagulation, that is sealing of the vessel. So now we have seen it is the thermal effect causing sudden rise in temperature, causing vaporization of intracellular fluid, causing the disruption of the cell membrane, causing tissue separating effect. But when this high temperature is generated in the loop and hence in the bladder or in the prostatic fossa, the water vapor, because of this high temperature, can go dissociation. This will result into formation of the oxyhydrogen gas. Gas is lighter, so it forms bubbles of the gas which will accumulate in the fundus or dome. As a result, there will be less space available in the bladder for irrigation. Also, oxyhydrogen is explosive gas mixture, so there is a chance of ignition, explosion and bladder perforation. Now, in case of coagulation, when you press the coagulating foot pad, there will be generation of coagulating current by the generator. Again, pathway is from the diathermy unit to the high frequency cord, and then it will be passed to the long active arm of the active electrode, and then to the active, that is the loop or ball electrode or the hook. In case of coagulating current, there is no sudden rise in temperature to the boiling point or vaporization, and so there is no cellular membrane disruption, but the heat diffuses through this cell membrane. So there is denaturation and desiccation of the tissue, and the waveform is different. The energy is given in pulses, and so because of this mode of giving energy in pulses and in different waveform, there is no tissue separating effect but sealing effect because of the denaturation of the proteins and desiccation, thus achieving sealing of the blood vessel, and that is coagulation. Now we have seen that this particular high frequency cord, it is important that it has to be properly fitting in the separate socket given for monopolar cautery on the cautery unit. So there is a connecting point which will go to the diathermy unit. Then there is a plug which will be going to the working element. Now this there will be foam attachment. The attachment has to be firm. Secondly, there has to be proper insulation of even the high frequency cord, otherwise there will be electric disasters. This particular connection point, which will be in contact with the long arm of the active electrode, because of presence of the hole on the right side, should be kept dry, otherwise there will be hissing sound during cutting and coagulation due to stray vaporization or arching over. So one has to keep the connecting point of the high frequency cord during TURP or TURBT dry. Now we have seen that the working element has got attachment for the firm attachment of the active electrode. It has got the provision for the attachment of the high frequency cord, and the modern resectoscope, the working element will be going through the inner sheath of the continuous irrigation Iglesia sheath. Now when the cautery pad is pressed, what happens that the generated current, whether coagulating or cutting current, will be passing from the high frequency cord to the active electrode. Then from the active electrode, depending upon the cutting or coagulating current, the loop will be transferring that to the cells at the tissues in contact. In case of the cutting current, there will be sudden rise in temperature, hence boiling of the intracellular fluid, vaporization, causing disruption of the cell membrane, hence tissue separating effect. While in case of coagulating current, there is no sudden rise in temperature, no boiling, no vaporization, but desiccation of the tissue, and hence there will be the sealing of the blood vessel causing coagulation. After that, the current from the tissue will be going interior of the body. So in monopolar cautery, the body forms the part of the closed circuit. So patient's body, inside that the current is flowing, and so it is important that this current which is present in the body should return back. The current which is coming back is called as the returning current, and the only pathway by which it will return will be because of the passive electrode or indifferent electrode or the patient pad, and it should form the sole pathway, that is the passive electrode or the indifferent electrode or the patient pad should form the sole pathway of return of the current from the body back to diathermy unit. For that, important thing is that this particular passive electrode should be clean, it should not have corrodent film, it should have a broad surface, it should be in intimate contact with the patient, because if the contact is less, it is not intimate, it is point contact, it will result into contact burns. Now the contact which is present between the patient and the patient pad, that is passive electrode, it should be broad contact, intimate contact. The skin should not be hairy, that is non-hirsute skin. If it is having hair, it should be shaved. It should not be superficial contact, that is it should not be on the bony prominences, but it should have deep contact. The muscle thickness should be good thickness muscle having, or the tissue having good perfusion, that is because of the blood supply which is good, it will help to dissipate the heat which is generated. Since the body of the patient is forming a part of closed circuit, this closed circuit part should be kept as short as possible, and so the foot, whatever the passive electrode which is put or which is attached to the patient should be rostral to rostral part of the body. It should be rostral to the operating side and should be on the closer to the side of operative side, so that the pathway within the body of the patient is short. It should be never close to the heart, particularly care to be taken in case of pacemaker patient. So the passive electrode, because if the contact between the passive electrode and the patient is poor, or the conduction of the returning current from the patient to the passive electrode is poor, in that case the returning current will find an alternative pathway to pass from the patient body back to electrocautery unit, and these are called as alternative pathways or spurious pathways, and this will result into electric hazards. So the spurious pathways or spurious circuits or stray currents or circuits also possible if the patient is having contact with any metal part of the operating table. Also, these spurious circuits or pathways is also possible if the patient is having what is called as wet bridges, or the patient is having damp pathways because of the dampness of the clothes or the patient body and the contact with the operating table. This will all result into alternative currents and alternative pathways, and this will result into the short circuit. Also, one important point in case of the cutting current is that we have already seen in case of TRBT, but the setting has to be proper for selecting the cutting current or coagulating current, because we have seen that it is the thermal effect which results into tissue separating effect. So the smooth precise cutting is required. If the setting is adequate, the electric arc which is generated is adequate so as to achieve the adequate heat and rise in temperature causing tissue separating effect. But if the setting is high, two important points will happen. One, that there will be generation of this exaggerated electric arc, that is, there will be increased thermal load. This increased thermal load will result into exaggerated electric arc, which will be transferred to the tissues, causing excessive tissue degeneration, necrosis, and it will be a focus of secondary hemorrhage because of infection. Also, when this current is high setting current, this will result into rectifying effect, resulting into generation of alternative pathway of low currents, which will stimulate the adjacent nerves, particularly in case of the bladder tumor present on the lateral wall, where the obturator nerve is traveling along the lateral pelvic wall. Stimulation of the obturator nerve and stimulation of obturator group of skeletal muscle, causing forceful contraction of the obturator group of muscle, causing obturator jerk and bladder perforation. And so the adequate setting from the smooth optimum cut is important. Now, what we have seen is that in case of the loop, two important points which is there is the proper fitting of the loop with the working element and the insulation, because if there is any fault in the insulation of the loop, then whatever is current which is passing, cutting or coagulating, then that will be portion will be diverted to the instrument. So the current, rather than given to the tissue, it will be diverted to the instrument. So there is a current leakage, and whatever current which is leaked is not available for cutting or coagulation, results into the poor cutting as well as poor coagulating power. At this point, many of the OT assistant has got habit of suddenly increasing, but when you are cutting and or coagulating, and you find that sudden there is drop in the output of the power, so the cutting is poor cutting, coagulation power is also not adequate, don't increase the setting suddenly, but one has to look into point the various connections, particularly the passive electrode. The passive electrode, one has to see whether there has been attached to the patient, whether the contact of the passive electrode with the patient is intimate, broad, and connection of the passive electrode to the cautery, whether it has been properly done. Then comes whether the high frequency cord connection between the working element and the high frequency cord is proper, dry, and whether it is connected at the proper socket on the cautery. Also, one has to see whether the loop is properly fitting with the working element and there is no insulation fault of the loop. Now, whenever the current is passing from the tissue, then interior and then back, when it is passing, it is important that the sheath, which is the resectoscope sheath, it is having the insulated end. The vesicle end is made up of Teflon coated with the ceramic, but this particular has to be checked properly, because as long as the Teflon and the ceramic coating is adequate, then the sheath doesn't form a part of the circuit. So high frequency current and hence high temperature is not transmitted to the metal part of the sheath and hence to the urethra. But if there is any fault in the insulation of the resectoscope sheath vesicle end, then there will be the leakage of current to the instrument, causing generation of high temperature in the urethra, causing damage and stricture urethra. Also, irrigating fluid which we are using during TURBT or TURP or bladonic incision has to be in monopolar cautery, non-conducting. Normal saline is having electrolyte, it is conducting, and so one has to see that non-conducting electrolyte free solution is being used like glycine. When there is bleeding, blood enters in the bladder or prostatic fossa. Blood contains electrolytes like sodium and chloride. Again, it will result into the conduction, and hence one has to be very careful, because then the irrigating fluid, though electrolyte free, blood has entered and it acts as a conducting part. Now, in order to sum up, we have to see what are the hints for avoiding the hazards during monopolar TUR. One, that is indifferent electrode. Indifferent electrode has to be, the plate has to be clean, corrodant free. It has to be properly fitting to the patient. The contact of the patient should be broad. It should be non-hirsute skin, should not be on bony prominences. Good thickness with well perfused tissue like buttocks or the thigh, and it should be rostral to the operative side. The part of this current which is in the body should be as short as possible, and it should not be close to the heart. Then comes the high frequency cord. High frequency cord should be one that one has to see that the connection with the loop, that is actually the working element, has to be dry, it should be properly fitting, it should be have good insulation, and it should be properly connected to the cautery unit. Then comes the patient point, that is one has to see that the patient, there is no contact of the metal part of the operating table, and there is no damp current, damp pathways, that is bridges because of the dampness of the clothes of the patient or the patient and the operating table. Then the diathermy unit. Diathermy unit, the cutting current which you are selecting, it should be adequate. There should not be adequate thermal load. Excess thermal load results into tissue degeneration, necrosis, resulting into the infection, secondary hemorrhage. Also, high frequency current in case of TORBT can result into stimulation of obturator nerve, obturator muscle, obturator jerk and bladder perforation. Also, too high temperature will result into formation of explosive oxyhydrogen gas, resulting into again explosion and perforation of the bladder. Also, one has to see that the loop is having adequate insulation, it is not worn out, because short circuits can occur if there is worn out, improper bent loop. So in order to avoid the short circuit between the loop and the instrument, if worn out loop should be discarded, the angle should be checked, insulation should be checked. Then the irrigation fluid, one has to see that it is electrolyte free, it should be glycine or water or the combination of the mannitol and the sorbitol, ideally glycine, electrolyte free. And if there is bleeding, the blood will enter the operative site and it contains electrolyte, and so one has to be careful because it acts as a conducting type of irrigation fluid. So these are the various hints, because examiner is fond of asking the circuits from the diathermy unit, high frequency cord, then the active arm of the active loop, then to the part of the loop, that is the central portion, then the tissue, then interior of the patient, returning current, then coming the only sole contact with the pathway is the passive electrode, then it will go back by the wire back to the electrosurgical unit. Thank you very much.